cannot believe that it is finally the last month of 2020, and today I am walking you through our actual budget for December. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals. So if you want to learn more about that, then definitely scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss when I post a new video. Today I'm sharing my December 2020 household budget. Yes, I share my actual budget for the whole internet to see. But before we get into it, I want to let you know that the budget template I am using is actually one that you can get yourself as an instant download on my shop. So I will have a link to that in the description box down below so you can check it out there. It's an instant download. It works in Excel, Google Sheets, Numbers, so you can just instantly download it and then start working on your budget. And if you are new around here, to give you a little bit of context, I live in Portland, Oregon with my husband Jacob and my son Peter, who is now 6 months old. So here is how we are spending our money as a family of 3. So the first section that we have here is our income. This is the first month that I am showing you my business income in a long time. So I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked out. Jacob has a full-time job and then I work for an employer at a measly 5 hours a week. So that amount is what is there under like Marissa. That's my paycheck from my employer, but again, it's 5 hours a week. And then I do have my business income here at $6,000. So I take a steady salary from my business each month, and then my plan is that every quarter I will then give myself a bonus of whatever profit I have left over from my business. This is going to change moving into 2021, but in the year 2020, I have been paying my taxes through my business because yes, I am self-employed, and yes, I still have to pay taxes. I actually pay more in taxes. So I actually have that paid through my employer's paycheck. I just have that taken out there and sent off to taxes. And then also we're withholding extra from Jacob's paycheck as well to supplement our household taxes. So right now I'm not paying quarterly taxes to the IRS, but instead just withholding a ton of taxes from our day job paychecks to go to federal and state. So that is why, as you can see, our total household income is $7,970, and the income that I'm bringing home from my business is $6,000. That's because we have a lot of money that we pay in taxes that gets taken out of our day job paychecks. Also, we have things like insurance, and we also increased our 401k, Jacob's 401k contributions, and then mine as well. So our day job paychecks, we actually take home very little because we're working on paying taxes and then paying for other financial goals like investing, saving for retirement. So that's why I've been hesitant to share the business income, because it makes our budget look really wonky, because you're like, well, Marissa, it looks like you and Jacob take home no money from your day job. Well, we pay a lot in taxes, and that's how we have it all figured out. So the way we view our overall household finances is our money. It's not his money or her money. So that's why we're able to just take home a large lump sum from my business and then use our day job income to take care of other financial things. Looking at it, it's just one pot of the overall income that we receive from all these income streams. So that's my little disclaimer. But I know you guys have wanted to see that business income. So yes, I'm very grateful to be at this place that I'm able to take home $6,000 a month from my business. But I am planning on changing our tax plans for 2021, because I'm planning to hopefully make more from my business, and so I need to adjust the way that I will be paying taxes moving forward. Okay, next we have is other income, and we have $270. This got a little wonky for the month of November, and you'll see more of that when I come out with my November budget report, but we are currently working on making extra payments to our mortgage because we want to get up to 20% equity in our home so that we can get rid of PMI, private mortgage insurance, which we are close. So I made one small extra payment towards the mortgage in November, and then I was planning to make another one at the end of November, and I then learned that for some reason with our bank online where we have our mortgage through, once it's past the 18th of the month, they no longer let you make extra principal payments to your mortgage. Makes no sense. So I had this extra money sitting here that I was planning to make an extra principal payment with in November, so I'm just carrying it over to December, so I'll just add that to our principal payment. Okay, that was a lot of explanation in the income, and I promise you I normally don't take this long to explain the income, but this is just a few changes. So our total income this month is $7,970. Next we have is our tithe. So we are Christians and we believe in giving to our church and other organizations. So our tithe is what we are giving to our church, and that is $770. Next we have is African New Life at $78. We sponsored 2 children in Rwanda through African New Life. Next we have is missions at $40 a month. And then moving into our mortgage payment is $23.9860, and this is the same amount that it has been now for a year since we've been in our house. This includes principal, interest, PMI, like I said, we do have private mortgage insurance that hopefully we'll get rid of soon, property taxes, and insurance. So all of that together is our entire mortgage payment, and that is 30% of our take-home pay. Again, our take-home pay includes like how the insane amount that I feel like we're paying towards taxes right now, and then also we've increased our 401k withholdings substantially, so our take-home pay is a little bit less. Next we have is our HOA. So we live in a neighborhood with the homeowners association, and that is $121.46 each month. Next we have is water sewer, and that is around $95 a month. I don't have the exact amount yet, but it'll be around $93.85. I think that's what it was like last month, so I've just carried that over. Then we have natural gas. This is what we use to heat our house. So I think last month it was around $40. It'll probably be around that too, maybe a little bit higher as we are getting into more winter months. So we'll pay for November's usage in the month of December. Next we have is trash. We pay our trash every other month, and actually I accidentally paid trash twice in October, so I should have paid it in December, but since I double paid it in October, I'm not going to owe it again until February, so I'm not paying trash this month. Next we have is electric, and so this is for lights and anything else that we have on in our house, so that is $50 roughly. And then we have internet at $49.95, which is a standard. And then phones, this is for my cell phone and my husband's phone at $117.33. Next we have is insurance, and this is car insurance for our 2013 Toyota Corolla and our 2013 RAV4. And we don't really drive many places, as I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't either these days. So our insurance is $128.58. Next we have is life insurance. So we have a term life insurance policy on myself and my husband Jacob, and that is $52.89 each month. Next we have is groceries, and we actually just increased this. So we used to spend $300 a month on groceries. I have been exclusively breastfeeding my son, so we haven't had any food costs for him, but now that he is 6 months, we introduced like a little bit of puree, like baby food for him, like a month ago, like a little bit earlier, just a tiny bit, but now we are moving into doing more solids, which is fun. So I want to increase our grocery budget so that we have the money available to feed him real food, which is exciting. Next we have is eating out. So we are currently on lockdown right now in the state of Oregon, so there's no eating out, going to restaurants or anything like that, but there is takeout, so this is kind of our takeout budget, $100 a month. Next we have is gas. We spend about $40 a month on gas. Before the lockdown, we spent like $150 to $200 by commuting to work and everything, but my husband Jacob is working from home. For my little 5 hours a week that I work for my employer is all from home as well, and then obviously I have my own business. So we spend very little on gas. It's mainly to go to like the grocery store, and we'll drive to like our parents' houses every once in a while. So $40. Next we have is college. So we are putting $200 a month into our son's 529 college savings plan, and that just gets automatically taken out. So $200 is what is budgeted. Next we have $50 going to this Peter fund. So we are deciding to save $50 a month into a brokerage account, an investment account for our son, so that we can cover things for him, like be able to gift him things in the future, like helping him with saving for a car, helping him with with a wedding someday, and also I'd love to be able to help him with getting like a down payment on a house. And again, I say help as in he's gonna have to like work for it and put up the money as well on his side, but I think it would be an awesome gift for us to be able to like either match what he's saved or just be able to, you know, gift that in some way. Obviously in the understanding that he's going to be working for it as well. So anyway, $50 a month is what we are putting into this brokerage account to be able to fund those big future things, which yes, I realize that we could be doing this like $50 a month for the next like 20-25 years, but I'm really excited about it. Next we have is our extra mortgage payment. So like I said, we're working on paying extra to our mortgage principal to be able to get rid of PMI as soon as possible. We bought our house last year in September of 2019, and we only put 5% down, but with the market appreciating and the little bit of principal that we've paid down since, we are now at like 16% equity in our house. So we just started doing extra mortgage payments like 2 months ago. So I am hopeful that maybe by like next summer, so summer 2021, we will be able to reach that 20% equity, and then we can drop PMI, which is about $95 a month for us, which honestly isn't very bad, but it'll be nice to have that gone. And we have researched into it and talked to our loan broker guy and everything, and we are sure that once we reach 20% equity, we just need to get an appraisal, and then the PMI will automatically drop off. No need to refinance or do anything like that. So this month we are putting $1639.34-ish to our mortgage as an extra principal payment. Next we have is our fund budget, which is at $50. Honestly, I created this a while ago. I'm just going to delete this, quite honestly, because there's nothing to do right now. Again, we are in heavy duty lockdown, so there's no fun to be had here. Hopefully next December. We used to budget $50 a month in fun that we could do, like go to Topgolf with friends, or go do like other activities and do fun things, and we haven't done any of that since February. So okay, so since I actually did take $50 out, I'm going to add $50 into the extra mortgage amount here. So let's see. Here's my handy dandy budget. Down below here you can see the difference should be 0, so that helps me calculate and know how much I need to put in this cell. Okay, and there we go. Our budget is balanced again. And then this last line that I have is miscellaneous at $100. You always need a miscellaneous category because there's always something random that comes up during the month and you need somewhere to put it. So $100 a month is usually what we will budget for miscellaneous. So our total, like regular expenses, but also working on goals and things like that, $6,470. So now okay, that's actually crazy that was down to the penny. Okay, now moving into our savings section of our budget. The first line item that we have is our emergency fund. We have a fully funded emergency fund of $25,000, and so we are not adding anything else to that right now. I do have this section blocked out because you haven't seen our November budget report. So once you do, then I'll show you guys the beginning and ending balance for each of these funds. Also, I get this question every single time, but the way that we work our savings accounts is we have the grand total of all of our savings accounts in one bank account, and then I use my budget spreadsheet to track how much is in each fund. I know some people will open up a bank account for each fund that they're saving for, which is totally great. That's just not how I care to do it, but you need to do what's going to be easiest for you. So for us, I just keep it as a lump sum total in a bank account and then use my budget spreadsheet to track how much is in each. Okay, next we have is Jacob's fund. Jacob gets $150 of personal spending money each month. We recently increased this from $100 because Jacob asked to have a little bit more, and I felt like that was fine. So $150 is what he gets. I then dropped mine down to $75. I used to get $100 as well, but since quarantine, I just haven't spent money. Like things I'd spend money on would be like going to get my nails done, random Target shopping trips, going to lunch with friends. You tell me how many of those things have happened since March. Okay, next we have is extra giving. We put $50 a month into an extra giving fund, and this allows us to say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. So we just have this sitting in our budget here, $50. And then we have a new fund. I created a new fund for gifts. So I noticed that we were spending money on like baby shower gifts, wedding gifts, because that's just the season of life that we're in, and it was really like I would just keep putting it to miscellaneous, and it was just messing up the budget. So I decided that it was probably time for us to just make a gifts fund that we can use to do baby shower gifts, wedding gifts, birthday gifts for other people and things like that. So $50 a month is what we're starting for it now here in the month of December. Next we have is vacation. We put $400 a month into a vacation fund. We have a trip planned to go to Hawaii in May, but I'm not so sure that it's going to happen, quite honestly. Thankfully, we already did book the airline with Alaska Airlines, but they now have a like 0 fee cancellation policy, so hopefully we can move it to another time and do it eventually. I'm very ready for a vacation, as I'm sure a lot of people are, but I also don't want to spend a bunch of money on a vacation if I'm not going to get the full experience, you know? And so I think that we may just hold out and wait until it's like better that we can go. Maybe we'll go do something more local around that time, but yeah, I just don't want to spend thousands of dollars to go on a trip if I don't get like the full experience. But then again, we haven't been anywhere for so long, so it would be nice to get out and do something. So we'll see. Next we have is Christmas. We are putting $150 a month into the Christmas fund. We actually recently increased that from $50 to $150, and I think that going forward for 2021, I'll just do $100 each month. But obviously, December is the month of Christmas, and so we are going to be spending all of this money on Christmas gifts and experiences and things like that. Christmas experiences this year looks like Christmas light drive-thrus, and so there'll be a couple things that we'll want to spend money on, but $150 this month into our Christmas fund, and we will be spending a lot of that here in December. Next we have is car maintenance. We put $75 a month into the car maintenance fund to take care of any sort of repairs that may come up for our cars. Next we have is house maintenance. We put $350 a month into a house maintenance fund, and this will help cover if we have any sort of large maintenance expense that may come up for our house, obviously. Okay, next we have is household. So $100 a month into the household budget. This will cover things like soap, detergent, toilet paper, you know, like paper sorts of products, any sort of random thing that we may need for the house. Then we have our baby fund, $100 a month. So obviously I have the food part included in our groceries for Peter, but this baby fund will cover things like diapers, toys, clothing, those sorts of things. So we put $100 a month into the baby fund, and I like having this as carryover because sometimes we may spend more than that, sometimes it may be less, and so I like just having it in the fund and it can accumulate. So I know some people put it in their budget as like a use it or lose it kind of line item, but I do like having it carry over month by month personally. So we are putting $1,500 this month into savings to cover all of these funds. And so as you can see, our total money out, which is our expenses and also our savings, is $79.70. And the difference here is zero because that is our income is also $79.70. So that means that we have a zero-based budget. Every dollar has a name and a plan for December. So don't forget, if you want to get started with budgeting, which now is an awesome time as we're getting ready for a new year, definitely check out my budget template with the link in the description box down below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in that next one. Bye.